Welcome to MMB News. I'm Elle, broadcasting live from the command center, and we have breaking news coming from our red carpet. I'm joined by my international correspondent, Anna, with more on this story. Anna, what can you tell us?
Oh my God, Elle, I'm so glad to be here live right here on the red carpet. And I was just greeted with I have the best of both worlds. Yes, that you have that correct. The best of both worlds, quoted by the one and only Hannah Montana, followed up with what's that? A hat? A crazy, funky, junky hat? Yes, that too comes straight from the mouth of Selena Gomez. More on this story later. Back to you, Elle.
And later tonight, we will dive into Am I the Asshole? Which is right now. So, am I the asshole for using flashcards to explain to my brother and his wife why they can't bring their rainbow baby to my wedding?
I just want you to know, I just think that's so funny. Carry on.
What? What's funny?
Like, it's the whole concept of flashcards.
Oh.
And like a rainbow baby. Like, so I have a rainbow baby. But still, like the concept, you cannot bring this rainbow baby. Like, what is so special about a rainbow baby that you have to specify what type of a child it is? But carry on.
Well, let's find out, right? My brother Chris, male, and his wife, female, have a 3-year-old son who everyone calls Miracle or Rainbow Baby. He came after several failed pregnancies that lasted for years. When they found out that my nephew was included in the no child or no children rule, they tried to convince me to make an exception for him. Chris told me his son is a miracle baby and his presence at the wedding will bring blessings for me and my fiance. I refused and said no. The wedding is child free. His wife kept sending my fiance pics of my nephew when he was months old. What that mean? I told them no and to stop. My brother told me this might cause a rift in our relationship. I again said no and explained that the wedding is child free. He asked again and pointed out how his baby is different since he's a rainbow and miracle baby. I again said no and explained that the wedding is child free. How many times does someone have to say no in order for
to start sending like the definition
point to get a
of what the word is?
So they brought it up when they visited at my house, and I knew they weren't going to stop. So I made flashcards in advance.
No, he didn't. He knew.
With the phrase, the wedding is child free, period, and pulled them out and started slowly showing them the flashcards one by one in this order.
He has an order?
He has an order. Oh shit. The first card. The wedding with a sticker of a bride and groom. Second card is child with a sticker of a baby. The third card, free with a sticker of a sign. Period.
Like your child has been null and void.
With a huge black sticker. They both are stunned. I asked if they get it now, and Chris had lost his shit. His wife had already grabbed her stuff and walked out. Chris called me an asshole for doing this and said that I disrespected him, his wife, and their son, who's my one and only nephew. He rushed out after we argued. My fiance saw the whole thing and thought it was funny, but my parents and Chris are livid beyond measure. They're telling everyone about the amount of disrespect and mockery I had displayed towards them. And I'm being told to, quote, fix it now, end quote. Am I the asshole?
No. If it's a child-free wedding, do what every other fucking parent does and hire a goddamn babysitter or don't show up. Those are your options.
I completely 100% agree. That's their wedding.
Yeah.
If it was any other scenario, any other person, It's child free. It's their wedding. If they don't
Nobody
want
cares
children
that
there,
your child is
they
a
don't
miracle baby.
they don't have to be there.
Nobody cares except for the parents that it's a miracle baby. I need everybody to understand. And when you start making exceptions, then you become a doormat. Also, you're not paying for the fucking wedding. Why do you care if it's a child for your wedding or not? You're not paying for it. You just have to show up,
Because
right? You're eating the food.
their son is a miracle, Anna.
Hey, Zeus,
He
go to church and praise him.
he will bring them so many blessings if he's there.
Blessings of fucking fits.
Blessed be
Tantrums.
his fruit, Anna. May the Lord open.
What is it? Is that how it? Blessed be the
his
fruit. May the womb.
No, blessed be the fruit. May the
Uh-huh.
Lord open.
Oh, is that what it is?
Yes.
I really remembered that shit wrong. Name that show, bitches.
Name it. I could never finish that show.
Are you kidding me? You and I were so ovaries deep, and we're like, this is too real. Like, we need to
real
stop.
of a situation. I don't want to watch this anymore.
Especially in the moment of like going into reproductive rights. Like, it's way too authentic. Like, this is real.
Yeah. But anyways. So
Nobody cares.
in today's episode, we are going to be talking about certain celebrity gossip. Not that it's, I mean, if you're into it or if you're not, I'm not really a celebrity gossip kind of person unless it deals with controversy and conspiracy. That's the name of my game. So I have two celebrities, if you want to call them that. Okay. One is a celebrity, one is a public figure.
I love gossip. I'm a nosy rosy bitch. I have no problems admitting that I'm just such a an easygoing person, so everybody likes to tell me their shit. Like everyone, people I don't even know, like for 5 seconds, I got their whole life story. So it's only natural that I like celebrity shit. And so my two people, in case you couldn't tell by my little red carpet, I don't know who my people are.
Anna. But no, yeah. So this will be interesting. So do you want to start?
No, you go first.
Well, okay, so who do you want me to talk about?
I only remember the one,
which is
Yeezy.
Okay, so we'll start with him. So my celebrity that I have is Kanye motherfucking West, bitch. Okay, so I didn't even know where to start with this because gosh, I wanted to say, like, when did Kanye start losing his mind? Because this is where the controversy comes into play, right? Everyone knows. I think everyone knows. Do you know that he's bipolar?
So his bipolar disorder, I believe, came out public, probably close to his like mental breakdown publicly.
Really? Because I always knew Kanye West was bipolar even before his breakdown.
I'm also not really a fan of him to begin with, so I really couldn't tell you.
Oh, well, that might be a reason as well too, but that's okay. So so we all know that like people who I wouldn't necessarily call them mental disorders or illnesses. I mean, I guess that's what they would be, right? Like socially acceptable
it's a
terminology.
Bipolar disorder, right?
Okay, so like it just sounds it just sounds I want to say mean, aggressive, kind of not PC to say mental disorder, but I guess that's what it is, right?
It's medically accurate.
Okay.
So don't feel bad.
It just in my mind, it just sounds like we don't say that around here.
Oh, it's a no word. It's a no word.
We don't say that around these parts. Okay. So I do want to start around the year 2016 because this is a year that things really started to get the ball rolling for Yi to like lose his shit. Okay.
Okay.
So towards the end, 2016 is also the year that he showed support for Trump. So while
Yes.
Trump was running for president, he showed a lot of support towards Trump. Not saying that showing support towards Trump makes you mentally ill, but I would necessarily question your thought processes. But let's say for another time.
We digress.
Yeah. So September of 2016, there was a lot of characteristics that Kanye was showing that weren't necessarily like him. So for instance, in September, he had a fashion show for his clothing line. It's like a season 4 is what they called it. Season 4 was like a fashion show for his clothing line. And he was 4 hours late showing up to his own fashion show.
Good. Do we call that fashionably late?
The puns. Models were fainting, and some of the models' heels broke mid catwalk. Like
I'm so sorry.
This fashion show was a fucking disaster and a half, if there ever was one.
Fainting. And okay, so why would they be fainting?
I don't know. The news article that I pulled up, or magazine article I pulled up, didn't really go into detail as to why they were fainting.
What the conditions were that
let's
caused it?
just say shit was not up to par. In October of 2016, he stops performing mid music art festival. Like he was
I remember this. There was a hella memes.
Yeah, so he was performing at the Meadow Music and Art Festival, and he stopped the show mid-performance, and he was just like, gotta go. But the reason why that was is because Kim got robbed in Paris.
So how did he get a notice while he was on stage?
So after the incident happened, his managers, or I'm assuming whoever, Kim's correspondence got in contact with his correspondence and probably was like, hey, you got a family emergency. You got
you.
And so that caused that was the reason why he stopped the show. Also keep in mind, this was a really traumatic incident for Kim. She thought she was going to lose her life.
Yeah. I remember her interview for that. That was very
it was
it
something.
took her a long time to do her interview too.
I wouldn't necessarily, here's the thing. I don't really follow the Kardashians that much. I don't really care about their family drama or the shit that they have going on in their life. I could care less. And also in October, later that month, he threatened to boycott the 2017 Grammys if Frank Ocean was nominated.
I thought it was T Swift. He had beef with T Swift.
That wasn't, I don't know if that was 2017 though. That might have been an earlier year.
He had a lot of issues going on before all of this.
That most too, current but stuff. Here's the thing. Those weren't really seen out of character because that was Kanye. You know what I mean? Like, but this behavior was starting to get more erratic and unlike him. November, he stopped one of his shows again due to his voice being hoarse. By the end of November, he canceled the rest of his tour due to exhaustion. This is where the media outlets were getting fed from their sources that he was put, I wouldn't necessarily say institutionalized, but he was hospitalized due to his mental exhaustion. So that was interesting in and of itself. What is this? Oh, I also have a list of the people he dated after him and Kim separated. So I'll get into that.
God.
I also have the reason why they divorced. Like I said, towards the end of 2016, his behavior was starting to become inconsistent with canceling his tours and being hospitalized for exhaustion. Also, in 2018, he said, quote, when you hear about slavery for 400 years, for 400 years, that sounds like a choice.
I'm sorry, what is this context for?
He was just starting to spew a lot of
Just like random things?
yeah, and it gets worse. So the reason why I pulled this quote in 2018 is because it leads into his anti-Semitic quotes that he did last year on Twitter. And that led to him getting his Twitter suspended
Oh,
by Elon Musk himself. Yeah. It it gets real dark.
okay.
In 2020, he ran for president, and this is
Briefly.
where and this is the start of when Kim was done with his shit, essentially. Um so she filed for divorce February of 2021, and
Yeah.
I
Didn't he
have
like
all of
go on
that.
and have like a full like he like was at some pep rally
It
and
was
he like
I
had a
think
full on breakdown
mhm, yeah.
and he was
He
talking about how he had wanted to have he wanted Kim to have an abortion.
what oh, he also oh, was that with North?
Mm-hmm. And he went on
Yes.
to cry.
Yes.
He had like
So
a full on psychotic breakdown on stage and had to be ushered off.
yes. And I think that was in 2020 when he was running for president, and he was going around and around and around. And she was starting to notice this erratic behavior. And it was just something that she's like, I can't do
I
this.
can't do it anymore. It's too public at that point.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. But they filed for divorce in February of 2021. The reason for their divorce was irreconcilable differences. They were currently living separately for 2 years.
Oof.
Kanye bought a home, an $11 million ranch in Wyoming. Um, it sits on 4,000 acres, and it's
I
52
wish.
miles from Yellowstone National Park.
Girl, I wish.
But yeah, so they were living in two different states. He kept trying to get Kim to move out to Wyoming, and she was just like, I'm not leaving my family. I have too much here in LA to just leave
She has like
behind.
her whole career. She's like becoming a lawyer. She's like defending
Mm-hmm.
innocent people. Like she has so much going for her outside
Yeah,
of like how she became famous and how they monetized and how the family grew. It
right.
is all because of Kim and that one video. But
Mm-hmm.
outside of that, if you look at what she's done, she's a very, very successful businesswoman.
Yes, and she's very good at keeping a level head about
Yes.
everything and kind of being the glue in her family. So
I
a
for sure would have thought
source,
she was like a firstborn just based off of how she is.
yeah. So a source told US Times that Kim and Kanye haven't been on the same page for a while. Kanye isn't as focused and doesn't live in the real world. Their world views no longer line up. Kim is done dealing with Kanye's unpredictable behavior. She has tried to get him into treatment for his mental health, and all attempts have been unsuccessful. No one can tell Kanye what to do other than Kanye. And as far as Kim, on her part, took to her Instagram stories at the time, writing, divorce is difficult enough on our children, and Kanye's obsession with trying to control and manipulate our situation so negatively and publicly is only causing further pain for all. Well, didn't she go on SNL in October of 2021?
I don't remember when she did it. I remember she went on some I can't remember what show it was, but she was being interviewed for it. And it was the very first time that she was not really open, but she had admitted that this is her divorce with Kanye was far too painful and difficult for her to actually answer what was going on because she did truly love him.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I can't remember who she did that with, but I don't think it was SNL.
No,
SNL.
she did throw him under the bus on at SNL. That's what he says. Is she threw him under the bus. I have been very blessed in this life and I am grateful for everything, honestly, all the ups and all the downs. I mean, I married the best rapper of all time. Not only
Mm.
that, he's the richest black man in America and talented, legit genius who gave me four incredible kids. Oh, this was her SNL monologue. So when I divorced him, you have to know it came down to one thing, his personality. I know it sounds mean, but people keep telling me that comedy comes from truth. And if there's one thing that I always strive for, it's to be genuine. So she did. She did go on SNL in 2001. I don't know what happened to my time stamp on that.
2021.
Yes, sorry. I don't know what happened to my timestamp on that. But yes, she did go on SNL October of 2021. And so here comes January 2022 with that infamous Chicago birthday. Do you remember that? Or do you have any recollection of that?
I don't know. It's hard.
So
I really don't keep up with them, to be really honest with you.
so what ended up happening, and this is kind of what makes me believe that he's not really right in the head, or I shouldn't say right in the head, lucid. I don't think he's lucid enough to understand what's going on. So, according to Kanye's social media post, he was never invited to Chicago's birthday.
Oh, yes. I
Yes.
recall.
Quote, I'm being the best father, the ye version of a father, and I'm not finna let this happen. Chicago, happy birthday. I love you. And I'm just putting this online because I need y'all's support. He said on Instagram at the time, quote, I did call Kim, texted nannies. I got on the phone with Tristan Thompson, Chloe's ex, and asked Chloe. And nobody would give me the address to my daughter's birthday party right now. That's going to imprint in her mind that I wasn't there for her. Shortly after his remarks, the musician was spotted at the birthday bash in a social media footage. He later claimed that Travis Scott gave him that information to the birthday party's event. And then after the event, he released another video about how happy he was, saying at the time, everyone just had a great time. I'm just really happy that I could be there for my children. I just want to thank everybody's support in this situation and just calmly and legally take control of my narrative. Right. While meanwhile, at the time that Kim was, quote, shocked to learn that he released a video about not being invited to her birthday party and that it wasn't true. And as soon as he asked to come, he was given the location to the birthday party. So like
I remember all of that footage coming out and she was just like, what the hell? Like,
yeah, he was like, I'm not invited to my daughter's birthday party. Like, what the fuck is this shit? And she was like, we
all you had to do was ask for the address, bro.
we gave it to you. Like, what? And so
it just sounds like a lot of like painting her to be negative in a negative light.
Yeah.
Because he didn't want to be in the light because he didn't want it to look like he was the person who had the problem.
So
it's unfortunate.
This happened after Chicago's birthday party, though, which is you put security on me inside the house to play with my son, then accused me of stealing. Wes alleged of Kardashian in February of 2020. I had to take a drug test after Chicago's party because you accused me of being on drugs. And then a day later, he made more allegations. Quote, yesterday, Kim accused me of putting a hit on her. So let me get this straight. I beg you to go to my daughter's party and I'm accused of being on drugs. Then I go play with my son and I take my Akari graphic novels and I'm accused of stealing. Kardashian has yet to respond to West's various claims about drugs and theft, which have since been deleted.
Dun, dun, dun.
So when you start making all of these public allegations and you start like being a little too aggressive in your approach and like saying all of these claims, no wonder why Kim didn't fucking put out a response. Why would you? Then
Yeah.
you're just having an all-out media fight on
And
social
it's not
media.
necessary. You're in the middle of your divorce.
Exactly. So if anything, I commend Kim for not saying anything. Not even
Silence is still an
rebuttaling,
answer.
just not fucking
She
like
ain't
she's
got no
done.
energy. She doesn't have the energy to put out there.
Nope.
She, I will give this to the Kardashians. Despite being Kardashians, they are just like us.
Yeah.
When Khloe got cheated on, and Khloe's like my favorite. When Khloe got cheated on by Tristan and he out here having all these babies, I said, I am Khloe. Khloe is me. Bitch, we have the same life. I'm just not as famous as you.
It's just crazy. So Kardashian submitted another set of divorce documents in February of 2022, asking once again to declare her legally single. So because Kanye, quote, never received divorce papers, right? When she made those statements on SNL, he came out later with a statement stating he's like, she's still my wife as far as I'm concerned. I never seen the divorce papers, right? But clearly,
Please hold.
if you file for divorce, you have to be served papers.
Yeah.
That's how the court system works, right? So she's been trying to get this divorce moving along, and she hasn't been able to get anywhere. Clearly, the motherfucker is unstable. So she files more paperwork to the court stating, hey, I just want to be declared fucking single at this point, in hopes that it would help West activate their marital relationship is over, or accept that their marital relationship is over. In the filing, she claimed that her estranged husband had gone against her wishes to keep their split private and alleged that his social media posts were causing, quote, emotional distress. Kardashian also addressed Wes's since deleted Instagram uploads, claiming that Kanye has been putting a lot of misinformation regarding our private family matters and co-parenting online. Later in the documents, the reality star's legal team suggested that Wes's goal was to, quote, prevent or make it difficult for Miss Kardashian to remarry in the future. Funny how when they get divorced, finally, he remarries somebody 2 fucking months later. Make that make sense.
Somebody who looks just like her.
Also,
the knockoff version.
I forgot to go into the people that he's been dating since their separation.
She's only dated like one guy, isn't it?
Pete Davidson. That's the only guy that she's been with.
Crazy.
But like right now they broke up, so she's single. She's not dating anyone right now that we know of. But when Kim filed for divorce in February of 2021, guess who fucking was being seen with Kanye during that time? It's somebody that I can't fucking stand when I see her on social media. So from New Year's Eve of 2020 to February, from New Year's of 2021 to February of 2022, it was Julia Fox that he was mainly seen with. Now, she said they were never officially boyfriend or girlfriend, but she said it felt like she was his girlfriend, or at least they were paying her to be his girlfriend.
They were paying her?
Well, it just felt like that to her, right?
Oh, God.
So from February to June of 2022, it was Cheney Jones that he was with. And then from was that June 21? I missed one. Sorry. So June of 2021, it was Irene Shake, Shake, Shake. Um, and she's a model. So
I remember that one.
So if we look at his track record, he's been with 4 fucking women, one that he's now married to, since their split in 2020.
What does that sound like to you?
That sounds like an unstable person.
Sounds like my baby daddy.
And you know what's funny? Because he claimed so publicly that he wanted to get back with her. In fact, he was making pleas, public pleas, in October of 2021 or in 2021 to win Kim back. But he's got all these other bitches.
I remember.
Girl.
I remember the scandal. They're like, don't you got a girl? What did you do it?
Yeah. Like,
how embarrassing for you guys.
So 1 year after Kim filed for divorce from Kanye, things were taking a messy turn, right?
Mm-hmm.
In a series of since deleted March 2022 Instagram videos, West claimed that he didn't get a fair say in how his children were being raised. He took issue with the North being on TikTok, especially with her singing Emo Girl by Machine Gun Kelly and Willow Smith. Quote, I got off the phone with Kim. I told her to stop antagonizing me with these TikTok things. I said, quote, never again. I'm her father. And I know y'all don't respect fathers and the idea of a family, and the media tries to promote something. I said, I am not allowing my daughter to be used by TikTok, by Disney. I have a say so. He added that he didn't get to choose his children's school either. And this is where he puts his children in danger.
This was a huge part.
He said, when people say, quote, they're going to use this against you in court, I don't even have a say so whether or not they went to Sierra Canyon, West alleged, referring to the name of his kid's elementary school. Most men do not. There's no such thing as 50-50 custody in society today. It always leans towards the mom. In another video that day, he claimed, I don't have custody. I have to fight to have any kids not on TikTok. It's always been a gang. It's like we've never had Christmas any place other than one location. And then Kanye claims that the Kardashians kidnapped Chicago. This was October of 2022. You are lying and you are liars. Y'all basically kidnapped Chicago on her birthday and said she could remember her father not being there. So there. But he was there.
He's losing his marbles. He's losing his marbles. And it's not even just embarrassing at this point. It's really sad at this point. At this moment in time, for you to so publicly not have your bearings it's painful to watch. It's painful to hear about. Mm-hmm. And it's really just sad at this point.
So then Chloe pops back with some previous comments about Chicago's birthday thing. And then he comes back with, y'all also threw a party before Sam's birthday when I was flying back from Japan to be there for his birthday. And the first time I heard about it was seeing pics of the party online. Also, I should see my children 100% of the time but since there's a separation, it should have been 50 of the time. Y'all wouldn't have played with Donda like that in Jesus' name. He put that shit on his mama.
I think that's about the start, honestly, when he had his first psychotic break.
Yes.
Being really honest, like his mother passing triggered so much. Shit.
But okay, so this was in 2022, right? Or now we're at the end of 2022. This is where shit got crazy. And because I'm on conspiracy talk half the fucking time, it was coming up with the if Kanye went missing. Kanye even said it too somewhere. I couldn't find it anywhere. Weird. But Kanye said, if I go missing and I come back, it's not me. Okay, so why? Then there's a tweet from Jeffree Star earlier or for New Year's that said, I'm so glad that, or saying something along the lines of that he's so glad he left the Illuminati, that he left LA, and that's why he lives on a ranch in Wyoming. Wyoming again. He lives on like a 4,000 acre ranch in Wyoming, and it's heavily secure. Like it's heavily guarded. His ranch is so heavily guarded, and I remember this.
He left the Illuminati.
He left the Illuminati. But in his tweet, he said, y'all better watch out for Britney or Kanye because they're doing some shit to them. And I was going to go into Britney because there's some weird shit's happening with her too. But I didn't have time, and I'm really sorry. Maybe we'll get to it in another episode. But
I love me some Britney, so it's okay. We can talk about Britney any day of the week.
But yeah. So his tweet was just like they're doing shit, and he didn't want to be a part of it, and so he left. He was just like,
I just want to know like how accurate this like Illuminati thing is. It's such a conspiracy. Like I just don't know.
Have you seen the clip of Kelly Clarkson and what's his name? Kevin Hart?
No.
Yeah, she was talking about it as if like the Illuminati or like this big occult thing, and she was starting to talk about it. And he looked at her and he was just like this. Just like,
stop talking about it.
Yeah. It was like really, really weird. So timeline wise, we're towards the end of 2022, right?
Okay.
Around November. Multiple outlets reported that West skipped out on a scheduled deposition and settlement negotiations in his divorce from Kardashian. The estranged couple are reportedly attempting to settle their contingents or their continuous divorce ahead of their December 22 court date. But I think I remember that they like declared her legally single because of all of this other bullshit, but they still have a lot of like money and things to work out on. In October of 2022, Adidas drops Ye, and they stop everything. They stop payments on his bank. They stop everything. Why? Because this is where he tweeted an anti-Semitic comment on Twitter, and this led to his Twitter ban. I don't know if I feel comfortable saying it on air.
Oh my God. This is what prompted like the Adolf comment?
Yeah, he's still banned from Twitter to this day from saying it. In an appearance on a conspiracy theorist Alex Jones show, Ye doubled down on a series of anti-Semitic comments he made, and he appeared on the show alongside Nick Fuentes, who is a white nationalist internet personality. The pair had dinner with former President Donald Trump, and hours later, this is when Elon Musk announced that Ye's Twitter account was suspended. The move came from after he posted on Twitter an image of a swastika depicted inside a Star of David. And I don't know if it's true or not, but I did see it ran across on my For You page like months ago of new Yeezy designs, and it was Yee, right? But the way that they correlated the Y and the E made it look like a swastika. I don't know. Here's the thing. This is alleged. I don't know how accurate it is because it was just one video on TikTok that I saw. I don't know. But he's been making all of these anti-Semitic comments. And yeah. His statements were among his most brazen. Quote,
No, my God, dude, it's right here. I got a fucking pictures. He did the swastikas on the soles of the feet.
oh my God, that's even worse.
I can't really show you on here. Okay, but it's on the
Okay.
you know, like on your feet, you know how the grips? That's what he made swastikas.
I saw it on shirt, like sweater designs.
Oh, I see that too,
Yeah.
bro.
And
What the
so
fuck?
on the Jones show, he even made statements saying, I see good things about Hitler during the 3 hour interview. Later, he veered into Holocaust denialism. There was a face mask off moment to hear Yi just outright say that he admires Hitler. That's the where earlier in my how I started it off, you know. So after extremist talk around the subject of Nazism, she said coaching the true believers to cloak la- language in order to avoid being banned from mainstream platforms, pushing the boundaries, provides a permission structure to other far right voices. And that goes into November of 2022 when supposedly, or December, I think it was in December of 2022, he went missing. Now get this. His the guy he was collabing with on Donda 2, which is the newest album that he's going to be coming out with. Oh, also, he dropped Gap, the Gap dropped him. Adidas dropped him. His music streams have gone down 23%. And his this guy, his name is Theo. He is the guy who's collabing with Yi on his new album Donda 2. According to his family, Theo has been missing since July of 2022. They have not been able to get a hold of him since then. And according to LAPD, he was last seen October 15th on Skid Row.
The fuck?
Yeah. And then this other guy, Thomas St. John, was trying to serve Yi legal documents because he was in breach of contract, claiming he hasn't been able to get a hold of the rapper for a week, and because he agreed to pay St. John a retainer of $300,000 to be the CFO of Donda, which is another business branch that Yi is
Working
doing.
on.
Right.
Jesus.
So this is what the media outlets are saying. The reason why he went missing was to avoid being served. They could not serve him these documents. His addresses were all over the place. Every time they tried to serve him, they couldn't find him. So that's the whole controversy of like, oh, he's gone missing. And now his fucking person that he's collabing with musically is also missing. Good news though, Theo has been found. He is safe. He is sound. He's good to go. Kanye, on the other hand, has just recently been spotted with some blonde bitch that looks like Kim, who is
yeah, she's
actually
like some like
his
person for his
wife.
company.
Yes, who is now his wife after they've been legally separated for 2 fucking months. And she is the what did they call her? I have it written down. Hang on.
She's like some brand program something.
She is what they call an architect
Oh, that's
at
right.
Yeezy, and her name is Bianca Sensori.
Yep. She's been in the news for a bit, girl.
But here's the thing, the Kardashians don't think that this is a PR stunt. They have no idea what's going on. And the reason why, get this, they eloped where did it was somewhere in Southern California. Beverly Hills. They had a small ceremony in Beverly Hills, but get this, there's been no marriage certificate filed. So this is why the Kardashians think it's a PR stunt and that it's not real, because no marriage license has been filed. So how the fuck are they married? I have questions.
Who
Spiritually,
also
maybe.
leaked? Who also leaked that they were even married?
I don't know. But I will say this. Since the Kardashians are pretty much like American royalty, they also have what's considered correspondence and shit. I get into this with Prince Harry because he's the other one that I talk about. And I can go into depth about like the royals and the firm and the institution, but like it's pretty much the same fucking thing here, like with the Kardashians. They have communication correspondence, they have personal assistants, they have people who work for them that give them information as they see fit or give Chris information as they see fit. They have their own sources, they have their own ways around things. So, who's to say who actually leaked all that information? We don't
Right.
know, and we probably won't ever know until it makes itself known. But
My
until then,
source wants 100% anonymity.
exactly. But until then, is it really Kanye or is it the Illuminati's clone?
Girl,
And I'll
I
leave
don't
you
know.
on that cliffhanger. So, what you got?
So we have all heard the new song Flowers
I
by
can
Miley
buy
Cyrus.
myself flowers.
Yes, bitch.
Write my name
Yes.
in the sand.
It is definitely by the way, it's the #1 song in Australia, which is really funny because that's Liam Hemsworth home country.
No. No.
Yeah,
It's the
bitch.
#1 song in Australia. No. Chloe, no.
So I'm not talking about Shakira, but just for funsies to let you know, because Shakira also released a new song and it's also #1 in Spain, which is
Oh
the
no.
home fucking country of her ex.
Oh shit.
So iconic. So iconic.
Oh shit.
Um, so much is going on. So I grew up on Disney. I'm still a Disney girl. In fact, me and my girls, since the Whole Flowers song came out, me and the girls have been binge watching Hannah Montana.
Oh Lord.
You get the best of both worlds. Yes, this is my shit.
Oh yeah.
So, fun fact, Hannah Montana came out, I want to say it was like early 2000s. I know that because I'm also talking about Selena Gomez when she was on the show.
Mm-hmm.
So both of these women are older than the both of us. In fact, Selena's actually older than Miley Cyrus.
Did I
You
ever tell you about that story of how I auditioned for Barney?
Yes, you could have been the new Selena Gomez,
And
but
you
you
know
chose
what's
not to
so
go.
funny is that's how Selena Gomez got her start was on
Yeah,
Barney.
I
And I was
remember that
like,
bitch.
I fucking missed out.
You could have been the fucking new Selena Gomez,
I
bitch.
fucking I'm so
It's
upset.
okay. It's okay. We all live and we learn in another lifetime, friend. So, Miley Cyrus released her new song Flowers on January 13th, which happens to also be Liam Hemsworth's birthday.
He's a Capricorn?
Yes. Yes, he
Disgusting.
is. Explains a lot of his commitment issues, to be really frank with you.
It explains why he comes off as a cocky asshole.
That's probably why he's not the favorite brother.
Probably not. Probably
Okay,
not.
so to get into it, I'm gonna first talk about the song because the song is so iconic. There are so many metaphors. I have deep dived and I'm
Shit.
so excited to share with
Girl,
you.
I'm all about symbolism. Hit me.
Well, the house that she recorded this video, the music video, is actually at the house where not Chris, Liam Hemsworth actually, oh my God, I'm thinking about my future husband if he ever divorces his hot wife. Um, Liam actually took like 14 plus lovers at this house. And it was while they were married, while they were together, and not even just the physical symbolism, but like even the words of the song. So it is a play on Bruno Mars's song.
Which Bruno's my shit, dude.
Yeah, he's amazing.
It's
And she did get permission to do it. In fact, like she talked to him like 2 years before she actually wrote the song.
mhm.
So this song was actually dedicated by Liam to Miley Cyrus on their wedding day. So that's why this song is super important, because everybody's like giving her shit and they're like, oh, it's just like a play on. Yes, it is, but there's so much more meaning. This was
Yeah.
their wedding song. Okay. This was their wedding song. So I didn't want to, and I still like am like torn about the gold dress, but there is nothing confirming it except for the fact that she wore a gold dress very similar to Jennifer Lawrence. And with
I
that
know
being
you're
said,
in denial. I know
I
you're
am
in
so
denial
in
because
denial.
you love Miss
I
Katniss.
love J Law. I just
But
think
I
she's so
really
quirky and
need
she's so
you
personable.
to
Um,
pull your head out of the sand. You little ostrich. Pull
I'm
it.
working on it. I don't want to believe it. I'm reporting to you regardless of my own personal
Because
feelings.
it's all over my fucking TikTok, dude. Every time that
I
song comes on,
know.
because I'm on conspiracy talk, I see all of the conspiracy
Well,
theories.
not even just that, but the fact that J Law, she admitted to having kissed him offset.
Yeah,
Oh, my heart.
but didn't you say
They
to
were
me
not
earlier?
together. They
Yeah.
were they were during there was one of their breakups. But who's to say that isn't
What if it was a Ross Geller moment? We were on a
yeah.
break,
We weren't on a break, or we
but
were on
Miley
a
was just
break.
like, no.
Ugh. Either way, the symbolism behind it, because she actually, I don't know, maybe this like dress is like custom made because it was also from the same designer who made her dress. So
I'm sorry.
that's where we were at first, that it was like from her dress.
There's no such thing as coincidences. You know this.
Whether or not we want to believe in coincidences is not my cup of tea, because you know what? I'm just really salty about J Law.
It's
And I
okay.
don't want to believe it, but I'm here. I'm still reporting it. So they believe that she knowingly had an affair with him. I mean, who wouldn't? He is, well, at the time, delectable. And then that's like how she was like, he was hot. Yeah, I kissed him off record, off offset. But anyway, because she not only wore the gold dress, and the dress itself was also then made by the same designer for her wedding dress, but then she
Mhm.
plays with her hair and she puts it into the same hairstyle that J Law wore the night of them being on the red carpet together. And so there's that back and forth. And then we go into more symbolism. She is now wearing, it's actually his suit. She
Mhm.
has his blazer. She's wearing his clothes during the song. And I'm just like, fuck, bro, fuck. And like there's just so much to deep dive into this song. And everybody who's a Miley Cyrus fan, they're just like running with it. So if you don't remember when they got divorced, they were just like, she was seen having her like lesbian moment. She like met a female lover out on the beach and just was like,
Well,
whatever. And so
she's
people like thought,
bisexual.
yes, I'm just saying her lesbian movement because we like right now she's like with a man. So she's in her straight phase right now. The fucking other bitches on the side.
Called
Um,
bisexual.
yes. So she was with a woman and she was on the beach, and like this was like after they announced that they were separating and they were divorced. It just wasn't working out. It was very amicable. People were claiming that she was the problem. So for her to hold out all of these years is crazy to me, because she really put in work. This took premeditation for this to work out. Not even just this. She what else? There was so much more into the song itself, but very iconic, very pop off. So if you I don't know if anybody else has been like around for the Hannah Montana phase, because that's like where I met Miley Cyrus, was through Hannah Montana.
We all met Miley Cyrus through Hannah Montana. Let's be real.
And so, well, I mean, you said you weren't a Disney kid, so like,
Yeah, but I
listen.
still knew who Hannah Montana was. I'm not some kid who's locked in a closet.
So with Hannah Montana, I mean, this is like a show with her dad. and about her, living
showers.
my achy breaky heart.
So my nana likes to collect those animatronic stuffed animals.
Oh no.
You know those things, right? You
Yes,
find
I
at like
do.
CVS and Walmart, or not Walmart, Walgreens. So she got this, I think it was a gorilla or something, and it was locked in a cage and it was singing, "Don't break my heart, my achy breaky heart." And it was for Valentine's Day. I just thought that was
That's
funny.
my shit. Yeehaw, motherfucker.
Yeah.
So Hannah Montana came out early 2000s. And this is kind of like what skyrocketed her career. And we all got to like grow up and watch her really self-discover. So she had her like what we would call like the pretty girl phase, right? So she like, long hair, dressed very, what's the word? Like modest, but still like into her like roots of being very close to Tennessee, like very country roots. She even
The
made a
bitch was
song.
preppy. You can say it.
Yes.
She was
And
preppy.
then, dude, then she went into this wrecking ball phase and she
Do you
shaved everything and she went fucking
do you
off the rails.
do you remember the we can't stop and we won't stop? Do you remember
Yes,
that?
yes,
I think that was the year you were pregnant with Sophia.
yes.
Because I remember, I think it was, we were in Ryan's car and that song came, oh, with my J's on. That song.
That song came out, by the way, in 2013. You're welcome.
Yeah, that was the year you were pregnant with her, weren't you? Because it was in
Yeah, I got
December.
pregnant in October with her. Yeah, that's crazy. And it's just crazy to watch her evolution. So Party in the USA came out in 2009. And this is like
Oh my God.
probably really, really close to her end of her
It's a
preppy girl
party in the
phase.
USA.
And then she goes into what we would call like her bad bitch era. She like went bananas. She like shaved her head, came in like a wrecking ball.
She
And
had
then,
her 2007's Britney moment.
yeah, she did. The fuck she did, girl. She did that hard. She said, "Oh, I'm going through life.
Going through life.
Fuck everyone." She was like very open about her smoking the shweed. She was
Yeah,
very open about her.
didn't she say she could outsmoke Snoop Dogg?
Yes. Yes. She she's just she went through that phase. Like, and we all go through a phase.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody's phases are a little differently. But she went through her phase and it was just an interesting spiral. But I want to like tie in Selena Gomez because these two have beef, and I put it in air quotes, from 2006. So Selena Gomez was on the Hannah Montana show. She was on a total of 3 episodes. And if you don't recall, she was there because she was on, what was it? It was like some sort of a competing, like she was like another artist. She was like a singer and they had to be on a show together.
Mm-hmm.
And Selena Gomez's character, they like played very well, like while they were like on camera, that everything was like kosher. And when they got off, like Miley Cyrus was like, "Oh, I think your music is so great." And she goes, "That's great because yours is trash." And she goes,
Selena did
"Excuse me?"
not.
Yes. So this is like on the show, right? Like this is the episode. Like this is where the beef starts.
Yeah.
And so then they go back and forth and back and forth, and they're like, has been, never was, like all these, like, it's such a funny
You're
show.
such a
It's such a
has
fun.
been. Well, bitch, you was a never was.
Yeah, she ends up saying, like, your outfit makes me want to vomit, but it looks like somebody already did. And then Miley Cyrus goes, first of all, this
I need a
is how you do the neck thing.
I need a Michael Kelso button on my soundboard that's just like burn. Like,
Yes, it was. It was like a back and forth, like fucking lint liquor type of shit. And it
you
was
call it a
funny.
cootie queen, you lint liquor with the French toast.
It's so funny. And so here they end up going back and forth. And so people really believe that these two had actual beef. And then something happened in 2008. So there is a YouTube video, back when YouTube was like super duper, like the place to be. So Miley Cyrus and Demi Lovato, they do a little skit that's actually on Demi Lovato, like starred in a show. And this is literally the
Camp
lines that were
Rock.
in the show. It was like, no, it was a different type of show.
Oh,
I can't remember what it was. Or they're like, yo, yo, yo. Yeah, I said it twice. You have a problem with that? And so then Miley Cyrus comes back with her friend. And I don't really know her, but I do believe that they were like really, really close. I believe she was like one of her backup dancers.
mm-hmm.
And they did it. And it was very aggressive for 2008. Very much
Okay.
teeny bopper drama. But it could also be because Miley Cyrus was dating Nick Jonas and then they broke up. And then Selena Gomez was then dating Nick Jonas, and then they broke up, and then he
Ooh.
went back to Miley Cyrus, back to
Oh,
Gomez, and then like we don't know what else happened after that.
oh my
So
God.
they had a lot of beef going on. And
I
keep in mind
can't.
at this time, Selena Gomez and Demi Lovato are BFF Jills, and there's like this camp rock thing, and so Demi Lovato's like fucking ovaries deep in fucking bullshit of Jonas Brothers. So
Mm-hmm.
like you have all of this Disney incestual dating and drama.
Mm-hmm.
So the media just kind of like took it and ran with it, and they
Mm-hmm.
created this drama between the two. Now, fast forward to now, it does appear that Selena Gomez and Miley Cyrus are doing a collab. It has not yet been confirmed, but they are giving like teasers about it, I guess. So
Mm-hmm.
like Miley Cyrus is like, I think Selena Gomez went on to CNL and she like quoted and like did an impersonation of Miley Cyrus and was like, "Oh, one of my oldest friends." And then she goes, "Yeah, I'm Miley Cyrus." Hell yeah. And then Miley Cyrus the next day wears a homemade tank top with a, Sharpie, like, "My name is Miley Cyrus," and whatever. So like there's a couple of posts that they're doing social media wise that people are thinking
Mm-hmm.
that one, they don't have beef anymore, but allegedly, according to the girls, there was never beef. It was just PR,
Oh,
which makes sense,
it does make
seeing as
sense.
how they kind of just like both skyrocketed together at the same time for music. If we're being honest,
Yeah.
Selena Gomez, she had her big break in Disney, I want to say with what was it, Wizards of Waverly Place,
Mm-hmm.
where you get the fun little funky song. What's that? A hat.
Mm-hmm.
So they go back and forth, but from here, Selena is. I think they're just inching towards this collab. I know right now she's working on her Rare Beauty, and she's doing makeup now.
Mm-hmm.
And she's also not doing a whole lot in music. And I think that's why the collab is probably inching out. She just released a song, I want to say back last year, the end of last year.
Mm-hmm.
And so this would be just something else, something extra. But Miley Cyrus's album drops in March of this year. So maybe they have
Mm.
a song together in this album. I'm not sure
Could
yet.
you imagine?
It would be very
That
fun.
shit better be fire. If it's not
I can only
us
imagine.
millennials, we're gonna
I
have a
can
sad day.
only imagine. It would literally bring me back to 2006 and I would just be like fangirling.
You know what's so funny is I love Selena Gomez for one reason and one reason only, and that is Hotel Transylvania.
Are
Because
you
she's
serious?
because she's Mavis.
I just watched her new fucking Hotel Transylvania last night actually.
Really?
What is it? Transformania? I don't know. It's the hotel where like dad gives
Girl.
it to Mavis and Johnny.
Yeah.
It's super cute. And he turns human and whatnot for the whole fucking movie. It's such a cute movie. I absolutely adore Selena Gomez. There's like these Disney stars. It's so hard for them to transition from Disney to adult.
To something
Like,
else.
yes. And it's
So
very hard.
is it just the females or are the males just fine? Because Evan Peters came from Disney and so did Ross Lynch. and they're
Who are
doing
these people?
phenomenal. You don't know who the fuck Evan Peters is?
I don't know the name.
You probably won't know him from American Horror Story, but he played Tate and all of those
Oh,
other.
Tate. Pete
And then
Davidson. Nate, no. What was his other character? He's the guy that's like brown hair, colored eyes, kind of scraggly looking.
Yeah, he also played Jeffrey Dahmer in Dahmer.
Yes, I
for
know exactly who
Netflix.
you're talking about.
Evan Peters. He came from Disney. He was
What
in
did he do in Disney?
He was from Phil of the Future.
He wasn't Phil.
No, he was the zany fucking friend of his.
Hang on.
And you're a Disney kid.
I know Phil.
Yeah, we all know Phil. Phil was hot.
I don't. Yeah, he is. Or was. I don't know if he is now.
I mean, I don't see how he.
They only had 2 seasons. Fun fact. Phil is not aging very well.
Oh,
that's really sad. Oh, he was Seth Wasmer.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but Ross Lynch also came from Disney Channel, and he played Jeffrey Dahmer as well too, in My Friend Dahmer, and he also played in Sabrina on the Netflix series.
Yes, I know this
as
now.
Harvey.
Yes.
And I don't remember what show he came from though on Disney Channel. I don't.
Make Your Mark.
I've never heard of that. And also, Dylan and Cole Sprouse. I know they didn't get their start on Disney, but they did have a Disney show, Zach and Cody.
Yes.
The Sweet Life of Zach and Cody.
Mm-hmm.
And fucking Cole Sprouse is doing amazing. So is it just the females that are having a hard time?
Fun fact, he was in Austin and Ally. He was in the Teen Beach movie. And I think that's where it is. Jesse. He was in the show Jesse.
Which one?
So Jesse is a little bit later, like 2011 to 2015. So it's not from our kid genre. But he is in this show. But Austin and Ally was also later. So he's got to be younger than us.
Who?
Like much younger.
Which one?
Ross.
Oh, yeah. No, he's definitely
that explains
younger.
It. Because like his shows were popping off like when we were graduating, which is probably why I didn't recall his name.
Which is fine. I'm just letting you know. Is it just the females that are having a hard time, or?
I think it can be. I think I don't really hear a whole lot of problems from the males, which is probably why like I don't really pay attention. But as far as the females go, it's really hard to go from this like sweet and innocent child or this like sweet, quirky, a childlike figure, and then jump to being a grown-ass woman. And so like you take like Hilary Duff, for instance, right? So she did Lizzie McGuire for so long, and she transitioned to A Cinderella Story, which is still, high school, but she's like moving forward. And now she's doing How I Met Your Father.
Yeah, but she's been out of the spotlight for
She has. But I think that's the key, is that some of these women they're transitioning. You have to have these building block bridges to transition from kid shows into adult shows. Take Zendaya, for instance. She was really big into Disney too. And now she's doing Euphoria. But she transitioned with a bunch of different shows. Exactly what I'm talking about. She's doing transition movies and shows. And you take Miley Cyrus, she did not. There was no transition movie. She stopped acting.
Didn't she do that one movie? The Hearts where she
the last song. That was still cute, but still through her preppy phase.
But I also think acting wasn't Miley's thing. She was more
singing 100% is 100%. Yeah. But you take all of these like Disney kids and Demi Lovato.
Oh, she had a really hard. Well,
talk about Lindsay Lohan. Like these women went through such a what's her name? Her last name starts with a P. She did Bring It On. She was in Heroes, the cute blonde.
Hayden Panettiere.
Thank you. I didn't know that she even had a drinking problem. I didn't know that she even had an issue. until she admitted the fact that she does not have her daughter. In her divorce with her husband, they divorced because she could not get a grip on her life, and it was all to do with the pressures of her career.
Oh, damn.
And I think maybe it's harder for women because I'm seeing more of a trend with them, or maybe we're just not getting enough of the male media. I don't really know. But I feel like for women, it's a little bit harder to transition because there's this take like Harry Potter guy. What the fuck is his name?
Daniel Radcliffe?
Thank you.
You're
How hard
welcome.
it is for him to do other movies when people trying like, oh, Harry Potter in a fucking
Well,
scary
he's
movie.
done it for so long.
It's
I don't know
hard.
if you've seen the movie that he's in about Weird Al.
No, I did see
He
his other movie,
portrays
The Blair Witch, I think is what it was.
the
It was
lady
some scary movie.
the lady of the lake or some shit.
Wasn't that
The
one? Fuck if I know.
the
I just know that
black
it was a scary movie.
the
I
black
got
lady or
tricked
some
into
shit.
watching it. Is that what it
Anyways,
is? Lady in Black?
yes. That's
That's
good.
it.
Yes, that one. But no, the one that's coming out, I think it's coming out this year, is about Weird Al, and he plays Weird Al in the movie. And I'm like,
I
oh my
can't
God, I
see
can't
any.
wait to see that.
I can't see him other than Harry Potter. Like, it's so hard. It is so difficult. I'll still support him and I'll try because I did try a couple of his movies. But I think branching out, as long as you're staying consistent, eventually your face isn't going to be tied to just that. Like the Sprouse kid. What is it? Is it Cody?
Dylan.
No, it's Dylan. Dylan is the one that's doing the show. What the fuck is that show?
Are you talking
Oh
about
my God.
Riverdale?
It starts with an A. What is it? What the fuck? It's the other one from Sabrina.
I only follow
Not Sabrina.
Cole
It's the.
Sprouse.
Is it Cole that's in the show? I thought it
No,
was Dylan.
I'm just saying I only follow Cole Sprouse. So I know that he's in Riverdale. I know his
So
brother
Cole.
Dylan took a step back from the spotlight so he could focus on his school.
I thought it was the other
his
way
education.
around. I thought it was the other way around.
Cole's been doing a lot of things. I know Dylan has a really scary movie. Not really scary. It's kind of like a psychological thriller on Netflix that I watched. And I was like, damn, that's really good. How you tell them apart is their birthmarks on their face are in different spots. I think Cole
like Tia and Tamara.
Yeah, they're like in different spots, and that's how you can tell them apart. I only say that because Cole is the one that I like out of the twin because he's a little darker and more.
Oh my God. And yet you're with a very pasty husband.
No, not skin wise. I'm talking about like.
Oh, aesthetic?
Likes the darker side of life. Jesus Christ.
Like, ma'am. Please explain your husband. But still, please explain your husband.
Girl, I don't know. Things just work out in mysterious ways. I'm not here to judge.
Also, Selena Gomez, as far as like what she's doing and what she's up to, I know that she's taken a lot of steps back just because she was diagnosed with lupus back in 2014. She had a surgery, a kidney transplant back in 2017 because her kidneys were failing her. If you follow her on social media, or even if you see one of her videos, you can see her struggling just to hold even a concealer tube. It almost kind of looks like Parkinson's, where she's shaking a little bit, but it's because she can't hold anything. So lupus does affect a lot of your body. No really two cases are truly alike. I know she got a lot of hate at the Golden Globes that just happened. She was in a beautiful purple gown, and she clearly has gained some weight, and people were like giving her shit about her having gained weight. And I'm just like, that doesn't make a whole lot of sense. And then she made a comment, she made a video with her sister, talking about how she really like overindulged and enjoyed herself over the holidays. And I feel like people also forget that she's got a chronic illness and she probably is being pumped with steroids to keep her alive. And steroids will naturally make you gain weight. So like she's not going to be a size 0. And I feel like people need to give celebrities grace where grace is needed.
Absolutely.
Not putting these people on such a high pedestal, and people forget that they are in fact people. Like they have feelings. They're not robots. But that's what I wanted to talk about. Also, she is a she's, I don't know, she might be. No, she's a Leo, July 22nd. She's right there on the cusp.
Oh yeah.
And Miley is November 23rd. What
She's
is that?
a Sag.
Yes.
She is
yes,
a
she
Saggy.
is. 2 fire signs, badasses. Girl. That's what I have. Who's your last one?
Prince Harry, because he just came out with his autobiography called Spare, which, fun fact, do you know why it's called Spare?
Because he's the spare.
He chose the title to take back power on a title that had been given to him to be used against him. So
because he is the spare.
Because he was it was pretty much used as an insult to him. Because his brother is the heir and he's the spare.
Ugh, gross.
Yeah. So anyways, his book came out and I really want to get it.
Did you pre-order it yet?
No, I haven't. It's only $23, but I have yet to purchase it, which is fine. I have like a book list that I want to get. So I'm like excited for it. But anyways, so the reason why there's so much media around Harry and Meghan right now, and it all has to do with obviously how he was raised. Because if this was in any other situation, they probably wouldn't be dealing with this. The reason why Harry is bringing so much attention to his family's relations with the media is because of how his wife had been treated and how he recognized an unconscious bias within himself. And he wants to bring awareness to his family to also recognize their unconscious bias. Now, there's a difference between unconscious bias and blatant racism. And this is talked about in the Michael what's that guy's last name? Strahan? No. Starts with an S. He was on
Jason Stratham?
No, Michael.
Oh, Michael. I was like, who the fuck are you talking about?
You remember he was on the Kelly, it was Kelly and Michael for a while when Regis
yes.
left. Yeah. So he interviewed Harry and he was like, so what is the difference between unconscious bias and racism? And unconscious bias is just, it's a stereotype. You recognize that there's a stereotype, but you do nothing about it. It's not like you're participating or saying anything that is deemed as racist, but it's you just kind of, you're there, but you're not really saying anything about it. There's an unconscious bias. Like you're
okay. So you're not really like picking a side. You're just existing. But by not picking a side, you're still being biased?
You're still, it would lead to racism. Hang on.
Interesting.
Unconscious.
Like you have to pick a side.
Bias.
You have to choose.
Unconscious bias is implicit stereotype. In social identity theory, an implicit bias or implicit stereotype is the pre-relative attribution of particular qualities by an individual to a member of some social outgroups. So, making a statement like, when I look at you, I don't see color. Comments like this remove the acknowledgement of a person's skin color and invalidate their racial, ethnic, and cultural identity, which can be important part of their lived experience.
So you want to point out, I see color.
It's unconscious bias. No, they're saying that the reason why Megan is, they're not treating her differently because of her color. But they are treating her differently because of her color. Like, the greatest example I can give you right now that just came into my head is how dark their skin, or how dark Archie's skin is going to be when he comes out. That's unconscious bias.
Oh, okay. Now I understand. Thank you. Not that because I'm stupid, but because I'm just
because
I just didn't understand.
I myself didn't understand what he meant by unconscious bias, which is why I had to look it up. And sorry, I didn't do a really good job of explaining it before I read off some examples. But
you did great.
But that's an example of unconscious bias. Like, somebody mentioned, how dark is he going to come out? Or Megan is going to be thickening the royal bloodline because of her color. Like, things like that. She's
adding some seasoning. She added some seasoning.
So anyways, there's a lot of mention in most of their interviews. So they did their first interview that they did to bring about awareness to the situation of the media and all of this stuff, because we all know that Harry grew up in the spotlight. We all know that Harry lost his mother to the media and all of this other stuff, which we can go into different conspiracy theories on how Princess Diana died, but that's not why
I'm still waiting for The Crown to come out to release that season. I'm still really upset that it was only about Britannia, but I digress.
But in their 2021 interview with Oprah, they went over some of those things, and you can tell in the interview with Oprah that Harry just wasn't ready to release certain information, or whether confirm or deny certain things had been said.
Okay.
Megan was a little bit more open to her experience, and maybe that was Harry being there in support of, like, hey, this actually really did happen, and I'm here to support my wife and how my family's been treating. And the media, they were giving the royal family gave them no protection, even when she was pregnant. Like, when she was at her most vulnerable, they weren't giving her any protection as far as like paparazzi following her, media sources coming out with things that weren't true, just really causing, kind of wreaking havoc on their lives, right? In the book, we learned that Camilla is notorious for leaking things to the press.
Yeah, because she's a bitch.
Yeah.
I just still don't like her. The Crown alone has given me enough ammo to hate a woman
that
I've never met.
Harry even said he was the body for her to rebuild her reputation. In the book, he clearly he says it. She used him as collateral damage to rebuild her image.
Of course.
And
because she's the other woman. She's an adulterer.
Let me go into this. So you have the firm and you have the institution. They are two separate things, but the way that Megan talks about them, she talks about them as if they are one entity, which they're not. So King George, Queen Elizabeth's father, mentions briefly, I don't remember what source he was talking to at the time, but he mentions that they're not a family, they're a firm. Like, so the senior members of the family are what are called the firm. They're the ones that need the popularity in order to remain a monarchy. So we're talking about King Charles, we're talking about Prince William, we're talking about Kate, we're talking about Camilla, that inner circle of royals that have a duty to serve, that's the firm. The institution is everybody who works for them. So like I mentioned when I was talking about
publicists,
when I was talking about Kanye and Kim, and they are the American royal family, essentially, right? Is that they have people. So just like how we see in The Crown, the queen has an assistant. She has a communications advisor. She has other people doing work for her. And this includes people that cook her food. They have like people who schedule like the household things to get done, like their day-to-day activities are managed by other people, pretty much.
Kind of
Whatever
wish I
they
had that.
have to do, they are dictated by other people and the schedules and things like that. So that's the institution. So when Harry is talking about like how I think it was, I don't remember if it was when his grandfather died or if it was another event or situation, but he was trying to get in contact with his grandmother so he could talk to her directly on how to go about their lives, because Meghan was being harassed in the press, harassed on social media. There was this, and even Harry was being dragged through it as well too. So he like wanted to talk to his grandmother about like, stepping down and like doing this and doing, and he could not get to her. She said, yeah.
Even in the show, like you see how Diana tried reaching out to the queen multiple times and she could never be bothered.
Yeah. And it's all because of the people that are around her. So she agreed to meet up with Harry when he came into the country, right? On some sort of visit. Like I said, I don't remember the situation. So I'm sorry. I'm a stoner. I don't have the brain cells to function half the time. So, so when he got to the country, he was then told by her secretary that, oh no, she's busy. She's not going to see you this weekend. And he never got to talk to her. So essentially, it was things that he was talking to his family members in private about were being leaked to the press. And we later find out that that is indeed Camilla. And even he
that
says
bitch
in certain interviews, he was like, these are like they were talking about topics that were said in private conversations. And the only people that are there, like who's leaking this and who's leaking that to the press. So either way, Harry and Meghan, the Netflix documentary that came out last year in December. I don't know if you remember me watching that. Like
I remember
so
you
excited
obsessed about it.
because you got to see like an insight to their life. And a lot of people are saying like, well, why are you selling out your family for money? Listen, Harry is only making it on what his mother left him. The royal family has completely cut them off financially. They're not providing security. They're not providing any sort of funding. They have Meghan's financial shit too. And then Harry has whatever his mother left him. So clearly they're not getting any.
They're just like us, bitch. They broke.
Yeah.
They work in middle class.
And then they were, there's a lot going around of like why Harry would sell out his family for money type of deal, right? And he even says it the best. He's like, I'm not selling out my family. I'm telling you my experience. This is my life. This is my life. And I'm going to bring awareness. Like something has to change within the monarchy in order for it to evolve and stay the same. Because obviously, things aren't looking too hot, and the royal family has yet to make any sort of comment.
They're probably not going to.
Rightfully so. In fact, they are working extra hard. Like even after the holiday, after Christmas and everything, they are putting in the work, girl. They are doing their due diligence to get the fuck out there and do their civil or civic duty.
Are they being seen by the public?
Being seen by the public.
I don't know if it's enough to save the monarchy, if I'm being really honest. I think people are kind of over it.
I don't know, man. I know that there's this Nostradamus prediction of the monarchy supposedly collapsing in 2023, but not collapsing, but a what is that? An unforeseen, an unlikely, that's the word that was used. An unlikely persons was going to take the throne. And I don't know. I don't know if Harry would want to do that. It doesn't sound like Harry would want to do that. But there's a lot of speculation in that Nostradamus theory. Have you ever have you ever read through the Nostradamus book of
No.
all of his predictions?
No. Who the fuck is Nostradamus?
He is a world famous prophet. He prophesied the Twin Towers falling.
Are you serious?
I'm dead ass serious, bitch.
Oh my goodness. I feel like it was such a great episode. I loved hanging out with you and seeing your pretty face.
It was nice to see you too. I don't know why you're saying that.
I haven't really seen you in person. We normally record in person. And like all of our videos or all of our episodes for the last like month now have been Zoom. But
well, it's nice to
our
have
people,
it as Zoom.
It is nice. And I'm glad that we'll have the content to share with our listeners and viewers on the Ticker Talker and stuff. But it's just nice to see your face. I also haven't really talked to you in a couple of days, really. Like, not a whole lot, you know?
Yeah.
It's been going cry.
A lot's been going
really
on.
Nice. Yeah. It's been nice to see you, baby. Did you like my one hit wonder? Yeah, I got a lot of shit going on over here too. Fuck, dude. Life is wild. I don't know if you can even hear. Ben is like putting up a really good fight for bed, and his bedtime was literally almost an hour ago.
No, you can't hear shit.
Oh, nice. Cause
you should just have this as your work microphone setup. I don't know if you can or not.
You know what? I'm wondering if I could just be like, yo.
Because you really can't hear anything in the background. If he's like screaming his head off, you can't hear it.
Yeah, he's definitely screaming. And I have the mute button too. So maybe I'll try it for like a couple of calls and see if any of those hoes can listen. Today was different, bro. I'm not even to get off topic, but they switched up like I think I told you they switched up what my role is. And I don't know if other people did not get the 411, but these motherfuckers were fucking transferring customers over to my department all night long. And I'm just like notating, like, we don't do this anymore. Please check your email. We don't do this anymore. They took away our permissions for a lot of shit. Like, I literally have 3 things that I do now. I only have 3 types of phone calls that I should be taking, and then everything else gets pushed over to their department and they don't want to do it. So, people was just like, you need to stop transferring. And I'm like, do your job, bitch.
Thank you. Job, bitch. Do what you were hired to do.
I don't know if y'all did not get the email, my line, but I'd be more than happy to send it to you guys via email. Do not make me come twice. I will send you receipts.
To reiterate,
per my previous email and notations, please see down below your job description. You fucking cunt. Yeah, it was a little rough. And I know I'm not supposed to, you should never take customer service calls personally. But I'm just here to tell you, like, you can only call me every other name out of the book for so long before I want to jump through my fucking headset and just ream you. You could only call me a colorful slew of names for so long before I just like, oh, my VPN disconnected. Oh, my phone dropped. Oh, I know where you live. I'm finna show up. Let's see if you have that same energy, Caitlin. Miss Carolyn, I need you to back up Miss Bates. No, you're going to listen to me. You're going to do what I tell you. Oh, you know what? Here, transferred. I can't stand people, bro. I can't fucking stand them. I hate people so much. I shouldn't really even say that. I hate the rude, inconsiderate, self-centered, high horse living motherfuckers who truly believe that their shit don't stink. They probably out here thinking they don't even fart. Like, God damn it. You probably are the type that put milk before you put your cereal in the goddamn bowl. And I can't stand it.
Customer service is whack, yo.
Yeah. 10 out of 10, I don't recommend.
Nope.
But I don't know any other job that would give me the flexibility that I got. I'm very lucky. I'm very blessed. Today was just
one of those days.
It was one of those days.
You don't want to wake up.
Fuck, dude. I gotta wake up tomorrow to do it all over again at 5.
Everything sucks. Well, thanks for tuning into another episode of Metal Meets Basic. We hope that you enjoyed this episode and found it informative and entertaining. If you have any feedback or suggestions for future topics, Cheesemate, or just want to leave us a review, please don't hesitate to reach out and send us an email at metalmeetsbasic@gmail.com. Be sure to follow us on TikTok and Instagram at metalmeetsbasic and stay up to date with new episodes and other updates. Until next time.
Ciao.